We give praise today and thanks for another opportunity to be in the house of the Most High, to gather to worship and to honor this day of Shabbat. This is First Tabernacle Fellowship, Hebrews and Exiled, and I am Rabbi Robert B. Holman Jr. Father, we give you thanks. We give you praise for all of the many manifold blessings that you have blessed us with. We thank you for opening our eyes that we might be able to see, giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We thank you for another day, a new day that we've never entered into before. We thank you for healing of our bodies, mind, soul, and spirit. We ask you, Father, that you would come into this house where we are gathered today and allow your spirit to reign supreme. Let your spirit fall upon every individual who is participating in making this day and this worship day what it is supposed to be to you. We thank you for so many, many things. We can't even number them. We just thank you for being you, the mighty, awesome Yahweh, the Elohim of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. We give you all the praise and all the glory. Amen. Abba, Father, Abba, Father, Abba, Father, let it rain. Abba, Father, Abba, Father, Abba, Father, let it rain. So let it rain. Let it rain. Yeah. Shower me with your love. So let it rain. Shower me, shower me, shower me with your love. Abba, Father, Abba, Father, Abba, Father, let it rain. Abba, Father, Abba, Father, Abba, Father, oh, let it rain. So let it rain. So let it rain. Shower me with your love. So let it rain. So let it rain. Shower me Shower me. Shower me with your love. Abba, Father. Abba, Father. Abba, Father. Let it rain. Abba, Father. Abba, Father. Abba, Father. Let it rain. So let it rain. Let it rain. Shower me with your love. So let it rain. So let it rain. Shower me. Shower me. Hey, shower me. Shower me. Yeah, shower me. Shower me, yeah. Shower me. Shower me, yeah. Shower me. Shower me, yeah. Shower me with your love. Here we go. Shower love in this place. Shower peace in this place. Shower joy in this place. Shower love in this place. Here we go. Here we go. Shower love in this place. Shower peace, yeah, in this place. Shower joy, hey, in this place. Shower, 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 shower. Like to do in the morning, gently fall on me. Like to do in the morning, gently fall on me. Like to do in the morning, hey, hey, fall on me, yeah. Like to do in the morning, like to do in the morning, fall on me, yeah. Shower love in this place. Shower peace in this place. Shower joy in this place. So let it rain. So let it rain. Hey, shower me. Shower me. Shower me with your love. Yeah, yeah. I say Shabbat Shalom to all of you beautiful people who have assembled here in this beautiful building we call First Tabernacle Fellowship. I am glad to see you. May the peace of Yahweh be with you, and may his love and his grace and his mercy shower you. For this is the day Yahweh has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. I'm going to sing this song, and someone has requested this song, and I like this song too. So, he is Yahweh. Hey. He is my Redeemer. He is Yahweh. Hey. He's the lover of my soul. I find peace and rest in knowing who he is. I've found love and joy in all that he gives. His name is above all names. The angels cry, holy, holy, holy is his name. He is Yahweh. Hey. He is my Redeemer. He is Yahweh. Hey. He's the lover of my soul. I find peace and rest in knowing who he is. I've found love and joy in all that he gives. His name is above all names. The angels cry, holy, holy, holy is his name. He is Yahweh. Hey. He is my Redeemer. Yeah. He is Yahweh. Yeah. He's the lover of my soul. Come on. He's not Muhammad nor Buddha. Crystal's not his name. He is mighty with power that all the earth proclaim. There will come a day, I love that part, where everyone will say, that every tongue proclaim, Yahweh. Yahweh. Hey! He's Yahweh.
Muhammad nor Buddha. Crystal's not his name. He is mighty with power, and all the earth proclaim. Here we go. There will come a day where everyone will say, and every tongue proclaim, Yahweh. I love that name, Yahweh. He is Yahweh. Hey! Yahweh. He's not Muhammad nor Buddha. Crystal's not his name. He is mighty with power. Let all the earth proclaim. There will come a day where everyone will say, let every tongue proclaim, he is Yahweh. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I come to you with hands up raised, I come to you. I bow before your feet, I come to you. You're all I ever need, I come to you. I come to you with the hands up raised, I come to you. I bow before your feet, I come to you. You're all I ever need, I come to you. Here we go. I come to you. With the hands up raised, I come to you. I bow before your feet, I come to you. You're all I ever need, I come to you. Here we go, verse 1. River, baby, water that flows from life to me. You're the all-consuming fire. You're the air that I breathe. You are beauty for ashes, the essence of all things. I come to you. Here we go. I come to you. With the hands up raised, I come to you. I bow before your feet, I come to you. You're all I ever need, I come to you. I come to you. Hey, with the hands up raised, I come to you. I bow before your feet, I come to you. You're all I ever need, I come to you. Here we go, verse 2. The light in times of darkness, I put my trust in thee. You were there with me in battle, I claim your victory. I worship and adore you. Elohim, you are my king. I come to you. Here we go. I come to you. Hey, with the hands up raised, I come to you. I bow before your feet, I come to you. You're all I ever need, I come. Here we go. My soul says yeah. My soul says yeah. My soul says yeah. My soul says yeah. My soul, yeah. My soul, yeah. My soul, yeah. My soul, yeah. I come to you. With the hands up raised, I come to you. I bow before your feet, I come to you. You're all I ever need, I come to you. I come to you. Hands up raised, I come to you. I bow before your feet, I come to you. You're all I ever need, I come to you. I come to you. With the hands up I come to you. I bow before your feet, I come to you. You're all I ever need, I come to you.
Well, we can certainly say the Most High has been good to us. And we come to Him not just in our time of need, but in our time of giving Him thanks and speaking to Him of the wonders that He has done for us here at First Tabernacle Fellowship. I want to say to those of you who are part of our viewing congregation, if you are receiving the benefits of the teaching that is coming out of this house, and you're viewing and listening each week, and you're gaining insight and information, we would very much appreciate it if you would make a contribution to the ministry. This doesn't happen by the fact that we are millionaires or billionaires and just have a fountain of money. That we don't have. The Most High has been good to us and gracious to us for us to be able to continue to keep the doors open and bring this ministry to you and the teachings to you of the Most High. And we'd be very appreciative if you're viewing each week, if you would make a contribution to First Tabernacle Fellowship. You can do that by going to www.firsttab.org, to our website. And on our website, there is a donation button. You can make your donations there, and we will receive them. It will help us to continue to do what we are doing here in bringing you the teachings that we're bringing that are truth. There is a major problem that we have in the world, and that is when it comes to truth, sometimes truth just gets in the way. And of course, I have a parable that I express. It says one man's truth is another man's heresy. And that's okay, because truth isn't for everybody. Truth is for those who are looking for truth and seeking truth and want to know truth. And when your spirit acquiesces to what you hear, you know that you're hearing truth. And then you read in Scripture and you find out that the things that are being said are very, very true. Well, our teacher, once again for this week and also next week, Ambassador Appleton is going to be coming to you and sharing with you from our auxiliary books, from the book of Juduth. Once again, Sean Appleton.
Sit down. Don't get up. Oh boy. To the beneficent, omniscient, divine power that we all know as the Father of, or matter of fact, the Father of our nation, of Ibir Israel, who is the great El of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, the one who has allowed me to be here today to share and observe our mitzvot on the Shabbat. To that El Shaddai, I thank and praise and give honor for allowing me to be here one more time. To Ambassador Kevin R. Holman, and to our head ambassador, the Honorable Ambassador Robert B. Holman Jr., Shabbat Shalom. To those of you that are viewing by way of the stream, I say Shabbat Shalom to you. And since we're on the issue of the stream, just so everyone knows, if you're perusing through the internet and you come across YouTube and our page on YouTube, I implore you to go to the playlist section first. You won't see a lot of videos on the home page, but go to the playlist section first. So to all of you joining by way of the stream, Shabbat Shalom to you. To the wicked, our honorable wicked that know the mitzvot and decide to do otherwise. Hopefully something will be said here today to get you back on the reserve. Shabbat Shalom to you. To all of you and our studio audience at FTF, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. All right. I'm honored to be here with you today on the 4th month and the 29th day of the Ibir calendar. That would mean, what's coming up next week? The new month. Very good. On Monday, what we call in the Gregorian tongue Monday, Monday will earmark the beginning of the 5th month on the 1st day. So as we progress through the year, we'll continue to keep drawing out these dates, new months, seasons, and festivals, so we're aligned with the Most High's calendar. All right? Let's go here. And on the subject, last time I think I spoke, I had said, if you had any questions, present them. Sister Harless, you're going to have to follow me. I'm going to Bereshit chapter 1, verse 1. I said, if you have any questions, present them, and we'll try to answer it. So I'm going to instantiate something new into my repertoire, which is we're going to have the question of the week, because someone else may also have the same question as well. All right? So, question of the week. We're going to answer that. The question I was asked, and many of you may have the same issue, is where does it actually say in text that the day starts when the sun hits the horizon? Where does it say that? Where can you find that? Now, what is the most accepted answer right now? When does the day start? And use your mind and venture outside of being an Ibir. What do you hear when the day starts? Birds start when the day starts. Okay, that's good. We're going to come back to that. Thank you, Most High. So we go back to Bereshit. But what you've heard the most of is that the day starts when the sun goes down. Right? Okay. And that's based on Bereshit verse 1 through 5. So let's read it together. Because the basis for this, saying when the sun goes down, I'm going to show you here in this text. And it reads, in the beginning, Eye Asher Eye created the heavens, the Hashamayim, and the Eretz. The Eretz was unformed and void. Darkness was on the face of the deep, and the spirit of Eye Asher Eye hovered over the surface of the water. Then Yahweh said, let there be light. And there was light. Yahweh saw that the light was good, and Yahweh divided the light from the darkness. Yahweh called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So there was what? Evening, and there was morning. One day. They use this text in verse 5 to say that the evening was created, then morning was created. So if we go in chronological order, They're saying evening was created, so that's when the day starts. It starts at evening, and then it goes through night. Why isn't night created? Because night is already existing. Okay? Darkness is already there. We don't need to mention that anymore. So you come through darkness, and you come back to morning, right? Okay. So that's what they say. So, is that a valid argument? No. Why? Why is that not a valid argument? We're going to say no. We got to have a counter argument. So why did you say no? You already know the answer. I can't take nothing from this back right here. You already leading them in the right. Okay, let's get to it. It's wrong because if you're going to go in chronological order, go back up and read what the Most High did. He tells you this is in the beginning when the heavens and the earth were created. And then he tells you something very specific. He says, what was created first? Light. Light was created first. Then evening and morning. So you can't start in the middle of the narrative and say, okay, let's use it was there, and so there was evening and there was morning one day. Just because of its close proximity to the word day doesn't mean that's how the chronological order works. I'm going to say that one more time because y'all, listen, just because evening in that sentence is close to one day, don't give you the liberty to go ahead and say that's when it starts. You got to read the whole entire thing in its context. Light was created, evening was created, and morning was created. Let's scroll down. Let's scroll down a little bit because we need to get to when the actual celestial bodies are actually made, which is on the fourth day. Yeah, keep going. We got sky. Oh, is that, am I there? Yes, there it is right there. Okay, we are in verse 14. Yes, I can't see that far. Woo. Eye said, let there be lights in the dome of the sky to divide the day from the night. Everybody got that? All right. So let them be signs. What are these great luminaries supposed to be? They're supposed to be signs, right? For what? Seasons, days, and years. So you know the purpose of the sun and the moon. That's their purpose. Do you know when your days are? Do you know when your years are? Do you know when your signs are? Oh, okay. Now, and let them be lights for the dome in the sky to give light to the earth. And that is how it was. Eye made the two great lights, the larger light to rule the what? And what? Smaller light to rule the night. So, if we're going in order, light is created, evening, night, morning, in order. Bereshit, verses 1 through 5, in order. Okay? Now, what celestial body is locked today? The sun. He says the day was assigned to the light. The sun is assigned to the light. The lesser serves the dark. So that's evening, that's the moon. So if the sun earmarks the beginning of how a day starts, or light describes when the beginning of a day starts, and the sun is locked to day, then when the sun hits the horizon, that is when day starts. In order, how the Most High told you in the first 5 verses of Bereshit chapter 1. Everybody got that? So when someone comes and tells you that the day starts at the evening, you can tell them, brother or sister, you need to stop reading in the middle and start at the top. Okay? When you go to the top, light was made first, then day. Then evening, then morning. All right? Hopefully that answered the question. And if you have any other questions, again, when I get up here, I'm going to instantiate this into my little monologue. If you got a question, let's answer it publicly. Someone might have the same issue, and we need to equip you with the information you need, data, to deduce the information correctly and disseminate it correctly to someone else. All right? Okay. Let's get right into this. We're going to continue our study in the book of Yuhudit, our auxiliary books, as the Honorable Ambassador Robert B. Holman Jr. eloquently said. That just rolls off the tongue. Cool, doesn't it? So, we are going to continue in this particular teaching. Now, I asked my wife this morning, I said, do you remember where I left off last time? I know where I left off, but I said, do you remember? Let's do some Cliff Notes. I may be talking to a young group of people. Everybody, who knows about Cliff Notes? Okay, look at it. Only like 3 people in here raised their hands. My goodness. There's the people that are born in ancient times, in the 1900s. That's what my kids, did their kids tell you that? They said, my kids come up to me and say, Dad, you were born in the 1900s. That seemed like that's some ancient times now, right? And it's true. I was born in the 1900s. So, therefore, let's do a little bit of a recap, just so we know where we are. We're going to do something quick and easy. We start out with this king. This king's name is Nebuchadnezzar. He decides he wants to go ahead and tell the world of his sovereignty, and he is now, there is none other than him. He is the supreme power. He enlists his head emissary, his general of his army, whose name is Harlophanes. So Harlophanes is sent out, and he says, hey, we're going to proselytize you guys. If you guys don't acquiesce to our demands, we will kill you. So he goes out, they fight, people join up, some people don't. Okay? Now, your ancestors are part of the group that, what did they say in the California corrections system? They didn't, what? Tip up. What did they say? No, I see. Now I'm saying, woo, look at him. He up there just. No, they don't. It's a slang term that when they're in prison, and they, not you. It's like when you pick sides. It's like, which side are you going to be on? You going to be on the GDs or the Crips or the Bloods? Choose up or whatever it is. Okay. Right. So, he's saying you either choose up, or click clack or whatever. If you don't properly decide forthrightly, you are going to come under some serious fire. Your Ebir ancestors did not. So, he goes back and reports this. Nebuchadnezzar says, okay, go out one more time. If they decide, all these people that didn't join, if they decide a second time that you present this to them that they do want to join up, they will die. But just save them for a later time. The rest of them kill them immediately. So, the Amorites send this individual, his name is Achior. Achior goes and he talks to Nebuchadnezzar and Harlophanes, and he tells them about your ancestors. And he says, what? If the Most High, this thing they call Eye Eshe Eye, that created the heavens and the earth, that created male and female, who created all the things, quantum physics, string theory, all of these things. See how easy it is to go into praise when you actually ingest what the Most High is. You understand that he permeates everything. There is nothing left up to coincidence. That one, if he's with them, it's a wrap. We might as well just hang this up. It's over with. So he says, okay, thank you for the intel, because he also tells them they're up in those mountains up there and they're fortified. so you know what you're going up against. He says, that's good. What we'll do is we'll hand you over. Since you decided you wanted to choose up with us, now what we're going to do is, well, I'll save your life. I'll spare you. I'll give you to these Ibir, these Hebrews, and then when I come up there to demolish them, I'll kill you with them. Right? So, he goes, Achior is delivered into the hands of the Ibir head governor in the city of Bethulia. Bethulia. Bethulia is the city where Yuhudit lives. So, the governor, Ozias, goes to Achior, and they talk. He gets intel on the Assyrians, and at that particular point, they are all partying together. Because now they've got intel, they've got this information, they've got this espionage that they didn't have before about their enemy, who is marching, getting ready to march at the city gates. So, the Ibir get, well, actually, Harlophanes' army, he gets some more intel about the fact that the way that you can go ahead and defeat these people is that you cut off their water supply. If their water supply is cut off, their fountains are cut off, then they won't be able to survive. It takes them 34 days. Actually, they seize their water source. It takes them 34 days before the Ibir are actually starving for water. So, at that particular point, Harlophanes is ready to march on the city gates. This gets us right up to chapter number 8. I started all the way at the beginning. So he's ready to march on the city. The Hebrews are dying in the street, not dying in the streets, but they're fainting. They're choking and needing some relief. And so what do? They give the Most High an ultimatum. They give the Most High how many days? This is key. You got to understand this. 5 days. They said, if Most High, if you don't deliver us in 5 days, then it is better for us to be spoiled. It is better for us to be under some idol worship. It's better for us to just relent and give up than actually let you do your thing. This gets to the ears of Yuhudit. She's distressed by this. She goes to Ozias and the elders and ancients, and she says, listen, I'm going to go do something that I can't tell you what I'm getting ready to go do, but allow me the opportunity to go save our people. Okay? And they allow it. So she's off, and before she leaves, she does this prayer, which gives us a good understanding of how Ibir are supposed to pray. There's wisdom in how she prayed, and it mimics all of the ancestors that were before her. Okay? Now that leads us up to chapter number 10 as we come out of that prayer. We went over parts of chapter number 10 last time I spoke, but I'm going to go through it one more time, but with a little bit of haste. And then hopefully we're going to have some show and tell today. Matter of fact, we will. Starting at chapter number 10 in the book of Yuhudit. Oh boy, Most High, let's see where this goes. Now, after that she had ceased to cry unto the El of Israel and had made an end of all these words, she rose where she had fallen down and called her maid and went down into the house in the which she abode in the Sabbath days and in her feast days, and pulled off the sackcloth which she had on. She had on sackcloth because she was in mourning for her husband. Her husband had died 3 years and 4 months ago. And washed her body all over with water, and anointed herself with precious ointment, and braided her hair of her head, and put on an attire upon it, and put on her garments of gladness, wherewith she was clad during the life of Manasseh her husband. And she took sandals upon her feet, and put about her bracelets and her chains and her rings, and her earrings and her ointments, and decked herself bravely to allure the eyes of some. Wait a minute. Some. All men that should see her. So, I want you to imagine what this woman was looking like when she left. I'm just going to leave that up to your imagination just so we can keep it PG 13, 13, 13, 13. Okay? So this issue of, like we said back in the day in the old church where they told us you can't wear that. No. Your ancestors knew how to dress. 5. Then she gave her maid a bottle of wine, a cruse of oil. A cruse is a earthen pot. So she had an earthen pot of oil, and filled a bag with parched corn and lump figs and with fine bread. I'm going to stop right there for a second. I could imagine that when she was packing her bag, because this woman was rich, whether or not it was a Fendi bag or a Gucci bag, or, wow, these jokes are really not working today. They're really not working. But if I could imagine it, she might have a bag, and in this bag, she had wine. What else did she have? She had parched corn. She had figs. And then she had some bread. Okay? Everything that you are going to read about your ancestor is going to let you know she's doing this for a reason. And there is a mitzvah behind what she's doing. All right? Okay. So, I thought I would go on Amazon, since Amazon is my friend. Thank you, Amazon. I love you. And get some figs. Now, I'm going to pass these around. If you want to have some, please take some. I would want you to have some. But this is what your ancestor ate. Parched corn. It's corn that's really roasted is what it is. It's not corn nuts, but it's corn that's roasted, okay? So basically what she packed was what? Some trail mix. She packed some trail mix and some bread and some wine, and probably to dip the bread in the wine. Okay? She brought her own sack lunch. I'm going to start this over here. If you want a fig, take a fig. If you want some parched corn, have some parched corn. So we could kind of set the mood on what she's doing. Okay? All right. Now, while that's going around, let's continue. So, she folded all these things together and laid them upon her. She put them on her maid that was there. Thus, they went forth to the gate of the city of Bethulia and found standing there Ozias. Ozias is who? He's the governor. And the ancients of the city. That's just the elders of the city when they use the word ancients. Cherebis and Charmis. And when they saw her, that her countenance was altered and her apparel was changed, because she was dressed bravely. Man, I want to do something like they did you did it last week. Can we do something that we did in the old church and we did last week? Can we? Can we have an opportunity? Somebody say bravely. Bravely. Not like me, bravely. Bravely. Wow. Man, I get no participation neither. Woo! Bravely. She was. See, this is why we can't get back to the land. We're just a disjointed group. We can't even say bravely together, trying to get back to someplace. Can't even get on one accord about the mitzvahs. We can't even say bravely. Okay. Bravely. Ah, there we are. On one accord. Finally. So, she laid all of this stuff on her handmaiden, and when they saw her, she was dressed bravely, and her countenance was altered, and her apparel was changed. And they wondered at what? At her beauty, very, not just greatly, but very greatly. And said unto her, the El of our fathers give you favor and accomplish thine enterprises. It sounded like Billy D. Williams, and enterprises. Because you know they was looking at her while they was doing this, like, may God bless you, child. And accomplish thine enterprises to the glory of the children of Israel and to the exaltation of Jerusalem. Then they worshipped El. And she said unto them, command the gates of the city to be opened unto me, that I may go forth to accomplish the things that I have spoken with me. So they commanded the young men to open unto her as she had spoken. And when they had done so, Yuhudit went out, she and her maid with her, and the men of the city looked after her until she was gone down the mountain, until she had passed the valley and could see her no more. So they watched her till she was long gone out of sight. 11. Thus they went straight forth in the valley, and the first watch of the Assyrians met her. So she's long gone. She's now in the camp of the Assyrians, and the first watch of that day or cycle, whenever their first watch was, saw this woman. And they took her and asked of, what people are you from? And where have you come? And where are you going? Cheap pickup lines from yesteryear. What people are you from? Are you mixed? What you got in you? Where you come from? What side of town you live on, girl? And where are you going? And she said, I am a woman of the Ibir, and am fled from them, for they shall be given you to be consumed, and I am coming before Holofernes, the chief captain of your army. That should have been a dead giveaway right there to these guys. How would she know who the head chief emissary of Nebuchadnezzar is? Seeing that that's what she's wanting to do, to go straight to the top. Okay. To declare words of truth, and I will show him a way whereby he shall go and win all the hill country without losing the body or life of any one of his men. So, what does Holofernes have now in possession as far as strategic behind-the-scenes information on the Hebrews? Is that, yes, we cut off their water supply, now they're starving there, okay? This was also, this what she is saying is being actually confirmed because Achior, I believe, says to him, hey, listen, you know, there is a way in there so you don't have to lose one person, and part of it is cutting off their water supply. So this is even better because I'm going to show you how to get in now so you don't even have to lose one man. So his strategic odds against the Ibir are starting to look better and better and better. So now, 14. Now when the men heard her words and beheld her countenance, she had already captivated them already. She could have been saying anything at this particular point, and they just would have did it. They wondered greatly at her beauty and said unto her, you have saved your life, in that you have hastened to come down to the presence of our Lord. Now therefore come to his tent, and some of us shall conduct you until they have delivered you to his hands. And when you stand before him, be not afraid in your heart, but show unto him according to your word and he will treat you well. They're giving her a pep talk and coaching on how you need to deal with this man before you get in there. 17. Then they chose out of them how many men? Does it take that many? Is the Secret Service that deep on the president when he goes someplace? Do you see 100 guys around him? You very well may. But she was 100 deep. 100 bodyguards. That's how bad this woman was. Then they chose out of them 100 men to accompany her and her maid. And they brought her to the tent of Holofernes. Then was there a concourse throughout all the camps. So there's a rumbling throughout the camp. Twitter is going crazy. TikTok is going off right now. I'm showing my age right now. Man, keep going, sir. Everybody knows in the camp. For her coming was noise among the tents, and they came about her. As she stood without the tent of Holofernes, till they told him of her. And then they wondered at her beauty, and admired the children of Israel because of her. And everyone said to his neighbor, my goodness. Do you realize what happened? Ladies, men, ladies, this woman is so bad. They are second guessing what they are doing. This woman is so bad. So bad. Why in the world would we even start to even go up there? Okay? 19, let's go back. And they wondered at her beauty and admired the children of Israel because of her. And everyone said to his neighbor, who would despise this people that have among them such a woman? Surely it is not good that one man of them be left, who being let go might deceive the whole entire earth. This is how I at least interpret what the author is trying to say here. This is some serious hater mode right now. We have to get rid of all these dudes off the face of the planet. Ain't no way none of these Hebrew men have to live. Because if this is what's coming up out of here, we got to make sure that they're daughters of the Assyrians, okay? So, verse 20, it says, and they that lay near Holofernes went out. Now, let's set the stage. Oh, man, this is going to be so chauvinistic, and they're going to be like, oh, you're such a misogynist. Imagine, man, I can't, can I say that? Oh, imagine a man, because this happens, you can read it in books, textbooks. It happened back in yesteryear. A man has a harem, and he's got all of these beautiful women around him. And in come these individuals into the court, and they say, listen, you need to dismiss every single one of these out of here right now, because there's somebody outside you need to meet. Do you understand what just happened in that first sentence? It says, and they that lay near Holofernes went out. Who you having laying by you, some dude? No. He's got women laying around him. Let me tell you something, player. No, that's not happening. So these women got kicked out on the account of how beautiful your ancestor was. I'm trying to build up this issue of how gorgeous this woman is. I got to start laying some more groundwork and start moving faster with that. I need you to get how cold-blooded she is. And all his servants, there it goes, his servants, and they brought her into the tent. Now Holofernes rested upon his bed under a canopy, which was woven with purple and gold and emeralds and precious stones. Bing, 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 bing. Remember that. That's going to come up later. So they told him of her, and he came out before his tent with silver lamps going before him. Can you imagine the Hollywood imagery in your mind right now. It is dark at night, and then you have these torches and this big elaborate tent, and these individuals are marching out in front of Holofernes, and he's dressed impeccably. Silver lamps. 23. And when Yuhudit came before him and his servants, they all marveled at her beauty of her countenance, and she fell down upon her face. Wow. Everything this woman is doing is strategic. What is she appealing to? It's a three-letter word that starts with an E and ends with an O. His ego. This cold-blooded baddie. That's what y'all call him today? Baddies, you a baddie? That's what you call. Come on. She said, I don't know. A baddie. 100 out of 10 baddie is over here, right? And she submits and falls down in front of Holofernes. His ego just. But why is she doing that? Because I need to get you on my side. I need to get you in a vulnerable position. Because it's just me against all of you. And I'm already using something, and I didn't even have to open my mouth, was the beauty that the Most High bestowed upon me. I want you to understand something. Although we are admiring her beauty, you have to understand who made that beautiful. Okay? Is your Most High that weak where you can't go outside and see all of creation? Everything that permeates the earth and the world was made by one monotheistic power. And he can't make this woman more gorgeous than anything you've witnessed on the face of the planet or earth. The Eretz. She bows before him. And all of his servants, and she fell down upon her face and did reverence unto him. And his servants took her up. Chapter 11. Then Holofernes said unto her, this is the first time they meet and talk. Holofernes and Yuhudit. Woman, be of good comfort, fear not in your heart, for I never hurt any that was willing to serve Nebuchadnezzar. Is that the truth? Is that his mandate? No. Nebuchadnezzar tells him to do something very specific. Kill them. And if they do join up, what did I also say? Save them to the side because they'll be killed later. So he's not being entirely honest here. The king, or at least to serve Nebuchadnezzar, the king of all the earth. Wow. Now, therefore, if your people that dwelled in the mountains had not set light by me, I would not have lifted up my spear against them. But they have done these things to themselves. Bro, all you did was just meet the woman. And she said, all I want to do is just meet Holofernes. She never told you what her agenda was. But what is he doing? He's just spilling his guts. What did she do to even have him say that? This is bad woman that's out here, and all she wants to do is meet you. But he's just spewing this information out. Wow. You got to start seeing where the Most High is working already. In between the paragraphs and pages and words, the Most High is there. Starting already. He's spilling his guts and giving out military strategies for no odd reason. So, it's going back. Have lifted up my spear against them, but they have done these things to themselves. But now tell me why you have fled from them and have come unto us, for you have come for safeguard. Be of good comfort. thou shalt live this night and thereafter, for none shall hurt you, but treat thee well, as they do the servants of King Nebuchadnezzar, my Lord. And I actually quote, in Yuhudit chapter number 2, you don't have to go there, but Yuhudit chapter 2, verses 10 through 13, where Nebuchadnezzar gives his emissary specific instructions. Let me read it for you. Just listen. Therefore, so this is what Nebuchadnezzar is saying to Holofernes. This is go back to his instructions to him. Therefore, you shall go forth and take beforehand for me all of their coasts. And if they will yield themselves unto you, you shall reserve them for me till the day of their punishment. But concerning them that rebel, let not your eye spare them. Kill them, but put them to the slaughter, and spoil them whatsoever you go. For as I live, and the power of my kingdom, whatsoever I have spoken that I will do, I do by my hand. And take heed that your transgress none of the commandments of your El, but accomplish them fully, as I have commanded you, and defer not to them. That is Yuhudit chapter 2, verses 10 through 13. Moving forward, going to 5. Then Yuhudit said unto them, receive the words of your servant, and suffer my handmaid to speak in your presence. And I will declare not to lie. Imagine what's happening in your mind. Let your servants, can we speak alone? Can it just be you and I? And I will declare no lie to my Lord this night. And if you will follow the words of my handmaid, El will bring the thing perfectly to pass by you, and my Lord shall not fail of his purposes. As Nebuchadnezzar, king of all the earth, lives, and as his power lives, hath sent you for upholding of every living thing. For not only the men shall serve him by you, but also the beasts of the field, and the cattle, and the fowl of the air shall live by thy power under Nebuchadnezzar and all his house. She is sitting there with that air pump, just pumping this dude's head up. She's pumping his head up for the killing. Wow. 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 As Nebuchadnezzar, king of all the earth, lives. Oh, excuse me, and I read that. Excuse me. Let's go to 8. For we have heard of your wisdom and your policies. We've heard of your mitzvot. We've heard of them. And it was reported in all the earth that you only are excellent in all the kingdom, and mighty in knowledge, and wonderful in feasts of war. She's trying to pump this dude's head up so big. Now, as concerning the matter which Achior did speak in your council, we have heard his words, for the men of Bethulia saved him, and he declared unto them all that he had spoken unto you. Therefore, O Lord and governor, respect not his words, but lay it up in your heart, for it is true, for our nation shall not be punished, neither can sword prevail against them, except they sin against their El. Okay? You are not going to beat them. The words that he spoke were true, because I was there when Achior went into our camp, told us about everything that you were going to do. And therefore, I'm coming back to you as validation that, yes, these people are in dire straits. Now, 11. And now, that my Lord be not defeated and frustrate of his purpose, even death is now fallen upon them, and their sin hath overtaken them, wherewith they will provoke their God to anger. She would have probably used that term to use his vernacular. whensoever they shall do that which is not fit to be done. 12, for the victuals failed them, and all their water is scant. And they have determined to lay hands upon their cattle and propose to consume all those things. And El hath forbidden them to eat by his hand, and are resolved to spend the first fruits of the tenths of the wines of oil, which they had sanctified and reserved for the priests that serve in Jerusalem before the face of our El. So what is she saying? They're just really in dire straits. Their sacred oils, all of the things, they're going to the rations of the rations of the rations right now. Now I want to actually stop. Matter of fact, let's go to 21. Let's get to 21. The which things it is not lawful for any of the people so much as to touch with their hands, for they have sent some to Jerusalem, because they also have dwelt there, have won the like, to bring them a license from the Senate. Now, when they shall bring them word, they will do it, and they shall be given to you to be destroyed the same day. Wherefore I, your handmaid, knowing all this, am fled from their presence, and El has sent me to work things with you. She is not lying. You got to understand, the split happens right here. He thinks that she's on his side. She starts telling him, now, I'm coming in here to do a mission. And that mission, he believes, is to get rid of the Ibir. No, I'm coming in here to do the mission. My mission is to get rid of you. And the Most High is going to allow me the opportunity to do it. So we're seeing two different things. So notice, when Holofernes is talking, he's talking about something totally different than what Yuhudit is. And she never lies to him the whole entire time. She tells him her intentions from the jump. He just automatically assumes that he's talking about, oh, I'm talking about being on your side. Okay? You got it? All right. Now, where were we? So she tells him that, and then 17, okay. Let's go to 17. For your servant is religious and serves the El of heaven day and night. Now, therefore, my Lord, I will remain with you, and your servant will go out by night into the valley, and I will pray unto El, and he will tell me when they have committed their sins. Let me be your emissary, so I'll go out every single night from here on out, and I'll entreat the voice of Yahweh, and he will tell me when they are at their weakest, when they have abandoned their El. That is when you can go ahead and strike. She's setting this up. She's setting up a pattern. Okay? She's setting up a pattern. 18. And I will come and show it to you. Then you shall go forth with thine army, and there shall be none of them that shall resist you. 19. And I will lead you through the midst of Judea until you come before Jerusalem. And I will set your throne in the midst. I will set in the midst. Wait a minute. Throne in the midst them. Wow. And shall, that just threw me. Now that was written. And you shall drive them as sheep that have no shepherd, and a dog shall not so much as open his mouth at you. For these things were told me according to my foreknowledge, and they were declared unto me, and I am sent to tell you. Then her words pleased Holofernes and all his servants, and they marveled at her wisdom and said. Now, not only did she do a couple things, I'm giving away some man secrets today to you ladies. You shouldn't pump his head up. You shouldn't get him anything to get in his ego. This man is getting ready to hand over the keys to the kingdom to this woman. This is how she puts sugar and honey together to get the ear of the man. What is she doing? She's telling him what he wants to hear. She's giving him espionage and strategic military information. What is Holofernes? Holofernes is a general of the army. Let me do this another way. Men, your significant other, your person, your significant other, your woman. And as a matter of fact, I wanted to make sure I said your woman. Okay? You're watching football. Everybody knows about American football, because I got to make sure I get that clear, because I say football sometimes people say, oh no, you're talking about soccer. Yeah. American football. Your woman came and sat down on the couch to you and said, okay, yeah, they setting up in a dime formation because they see those two cornerbacks going out on the side. And if number 56 has two drop steps, he's going to get beat, because that inside corner, that post route, is getting ready to happen over there. You're going to look to her and be like, where did this woman come from? She's speaking my language. I did not notice I was doing this, because I was doing this to kind of, and looking at it globally, this is one of the ways I connected with my wife. You see, we're in the car. We can have a conversation about Mary Kay. I can tell you about, I was going to call it the True Serum, because that's what it is. The lifting serum, the microdermabrasion, the retinol foam, the body wash, the satin hands, the miracle set, the eye cream, all of it. I can talk to her about that. And when I'm able to do that, we can have a conversation, but that's something near and dear to her heart. So I'm speaking her language. So you're connecting on another level. So ask yourself, can I speak any language of my partner, my woman? Can the woman say, do I speak any languages of my man? Let me tell you something. I would open the window of my house and probably jump out of it. My wife walked in there and said, this is what you need to do. Turn that attack time on that compressor all the way to the right. That's going to give you a really slow attack time, which is going to make it really, really crispy. And if you take the release, you turn all of that all the way to the left, it's going to give you a nice sustain on it. And that tube compressor that you're using might not be the one that you want to use. You want to use a fat compressor because it has this grit and girt. What do I make out the check to? She's speaking my language. That is what your ancestor is doing. This is how she's using that sugar. She's already gorgeous. She has him mesmerized already. She's appealing to all of his five senses, if you see what's happening here. Not only is she tantalizing to his eyes, now she's penetrating his ears and waging psychological warfare. Anytime any war starts, it starts in the war of your mind. She is very lethal, and she knows what she's doing, which leads me to believe that says, if Yuhudit is this wise, how was her husband Manasseh? If this, she said, in our culture, in Hebrew culture, the ladies pair up with men who actually have some type of prowess, and they know what they're talking about, because the women understand that the man is the covering. He's a spiritual covering in the home. So he had better be up on the Most High and have that relation. So if she is this cold-blooded and methodical, I couldn't imagine what her covering was like. You talk about the goat. He might have had somebody that was probably running with him in this man. So, my point being, and all of that, she's speaking his language. Let's go back to 21. And it says, there is not such a woman from one end of the earth to the other, both for beauty of face and wisdom of words. Likewise, Holophony said to her, El, excuse me, wait a minute, hold on. He acknowledged, okay. Now I got to appeal to your logic. Now hopefully for the men, this will set in on how cold-blooded this woman was. I'm looking at all the eyes of the men in here. Okay. Knowing what you know right now about your position with the Most High Yahweh, is there any woman that was so beautiful that you would leave the Most High for her? No. And that should have been a nope for all the dudes in here. He's acknowledging El now. I'm trying to get you to understand how cold-blooded this woman looked. El hath done well to send you before the people, that strength might be in our hands, and destruction upon them, and lightly regard my Lord. And now you are both beautiful in countenance and witty in thy words. Surely, if you do as you have spoken, to your El shall be my El. Whoa, wait a minute. Nebuchadnezzar is the El of the planet, the earth, the world. He is sovereign. Did this man say, wait a minute, I don't care. Your God will be my God. He is dumbfounded. She just sprinkled love potion number 9 all over him. She has him totally intoxicated. She has the strategic high ground without lifting a finger. Let me tell you something. If you women don't understand the power that y'all have, you better get it. And it's a shame that in the old church, none of this, your power, your beauty, your essence, was brought to the forefront. Stay in the back. You can't be in a position of leadership. We can't look at you as being this strong, not I want to say strong and independent, but strong group of people inside. The Ear-Beer people, if they were teaching that has all of this beauty and provides value. This is what our ancestor is trying to teach us. You are enough. I'm going to use that as my Women's Day sermon whenever that comes up. 23, let's go back. And now you are beautiful in your countenance and witty in your words, and surely if you do as you have spoken, to your El shall be my El, and you shall dwell in the house of King of Nebuchadnezzar. Man, woo. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good analogy right now. Yeah, I'm going to come let you, it's like some guy saying, okay, I have my wife at home, but you can come live in my house with her and with the both of us. Like literally taking his side piece. It's cool. She going to be cool with it. Taking whatever side piece and then moving it into the house. That's how enamored he is with her, making these kind of foolish statements. What is this? King Nebuchadnezzar is the king of the world. He's sovereign. He is El. Okay, this is going to go somewhere. But you know what? Here's an out. These people were polytheists. What does that mean? They have served multiple Els. So this could have made you be something that he could have, in essence, to give him the benefit of the doubt, say, okay, yeah, King Nebuchadnezzar is the king of the world, and he's sovereign, and he's God, but look at this other God, we serve that one too, okay? We also have to take into account polytheism in this one as well. Now, as you have spoken, and your El shall be, and you shall dwell in the house of the king Nebuchadnezzar, and shall be renowned through the whole earth. That takes care of 11. Let's get down to 12 a little bit. Then, I'm going to wait for my help in the back. We got you set up. We all good about where we are. We see Yuhudit behind enemy lines now. We've seen her work her magic. Okay? Just follow me when you get there. Chapter 12, verse 1. Then he, which is who? Holofernes, commanded to bring her and where his place was set, and bade that they should prepare for her of his own meats. Mitzvot should be going right off in your brain already. Why do you think she packed their lunch? She's not going in there. They said they prepared of his meats. She doesn't know what that's been sacrificed to, whose hands been in it, if they was clean or dirty, or anything of the above. She didn't know any of that. So she's saying, when I go over there, I know I got 5 days. I'm going to pack 5 days of provision for myself, or 5 days of trail mix, so I can at least make it to day number 5. And that she should drink of his own wine. She wasn't going to do that either. She took her own wine, didn't she? And Yuhudit said, I will not eat thereof, lest there be an offense. She's quoting the mitzvot. I can't eat your food because it's a violation of a mitzvot. That's why she says that. She says, lest there be an offense. She's talking about her side. Remember, she's not acquiescing to the way Holofernes is thinking. She's thinking about offenses for her. But provision shall be made for me of the things that I have brought. Don't worry about it. I brought enough food for the 5 days that I'm going to be here. But he's thinking, you brought enough food for the years that you're going to be with us? She's thinking, I brought enough food for 5 days. He's thinking longer, okay? Remember, we're having 2 different conversations right now, but she never lies to him. Then Holofernes said unto her, if your provision should fail, how should we give you like? For there be none with us of your nation. She never lies to him. Listen how she answers. This is how we know there's 2 different conversations happening. She says in 4, then said Yuhudit unto him, as your soul lives, my lord, your handmaid shall not spend those things that I have. I'm going to do something that's going to take less than 5 days. Before El work my hand the things that he hath determined. What did the Most High determine that he was going to do? Or she's asking the Most High to help her do? Kill Holofernes. So she's telling him, she's not lying. She's just doing it in a way where she's not being very specific on the topic. You see what she's doing? She's saying, hey, listen, number 1, I've brought enough provisions, which for me means actually I'll be here in less than 5 days. And number 2, I'm going to be here to do whatever my El tells me to do in the favor of him and what he has determined. What does that really mean? Holofernes is thinking, oh, okay, that means that we're coming in there to destroy the Yuhudit. That's what that means, but not to her. What that really means to her is, no, I'm coming in to kill you. All right? 5. Then the servants of Holofernes brought her into the tent, and she slept till midnight, and she arose when it was toward the morning watch. All right, we just went over night and morning and all those. We answered that question earlier. But they said that she slept in Holofernes' tent. Now, this is just not one big open area. He has compartments in his tent, okay? Just like you understand the tent of meeting had compartments and rooms, so did his. So she slept in his tent until midnight, all right? When is midnight? You two don't answer. When is midnight? It's not a trick question. If you were going to tell me 12 a.m., I was going to tell you, no, that's not midnight. No, midnight, middle of the night, the nighttime. When is nighttime for the Ibir? When it is complete darkness. When does it get completely dark around here? 9. So we'll just use this time of the season just so I can give this example. 9 o'clock. When does light show up? When does morning show up? About 6. So let's go to 6. 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's half of 9? 4.5. So let's just say anywhere between 4 and 4.5 hours, if it was during this time of the year, she went to sleep in Holofernes' tent when it got dark. See, now I'm being very specific and strategic about defining when it was, and because of how we understand being ibir, we can deduce these things, correct? All right. So, at midnight, she does this and gets up, and she arose when it was toward the morning watch, and sent to Holofernes, saying, let my Lord now command that your handmaid go forth unto prayer. So she's praying at the wee hours in the morning. She's establishing this pattern, saying, let me now go and pray. 7. Then Holofernes commanded his guard that they should not stay her. Thus she abode in the camp how many days? 3 days. Is her time up yet? How long is she supposed to be there? 5. All right. And went out in the night into the valley of Bethulia. So she's establishing a pattern. She's leaving the tent. She's going out to pray unto the Most High and to also go out and do what she's getting ready to do, which is, I believe, coming up here to bathe herself. Okay? So she's establishing that she goes out into the valley of Bethulia. Bethulia is the city that she comes from, right? So up in the hill country of Bethulia, and then you have the valley below of Bethulia. She almost walked home. Okay? Just to let you know how far she's going. And washed herself in a fountain of water by the camp. And when she came out, she besought El, Eye Asher Eye of Israel, to direct her way to the raising up of the empire of Israel. So she came in clean and remained in the tent until she did eat her meat at evening. And in the 4th day, Holofernes made a feast to his own servants only, and called none of the officers to the banquet. How many days we got left? 1 more day. Then said he to Bagos, the eunuch. Everybody know what a eunuch is? Okay, the eunuch is a person that is male that doesn't have any genitals. Okay? He doesn't have any genitals. He puts him with her because nobody is going to soil this woman at all. So let's put some safety measures around her. All right? Who had charged all that he had. Go now and persuade the Hebrew men which is with you that she come unto us and eat and drink with us. For know, it will be a shame for our person if we shall let such a woman go, not having had her company. For if we draw her not unto us, she will laugh at us to scorn. Then went Bagios from the presence of Holofernes and came to her, and she said, and he said, let not this fair damsel fear to come to my Lord and be honored in his presence and drink wine and be married with us and be made this day as one of the daughters of the Assyrians, which serve in the house of Nebuchadnezzar. Then said Yuhudit unto him, who am I now that I should gainsay my Lord? Surely whatsoever please him I will do speedily, and it shall be my joy unto the day of my death. So she arose and decked herself with her apparel and her woman's tire and her maid, and they laid soft skins on the ground for her, over against Holofernes, which, man, laid out the sheepskin rug, laid out everything. Everything. And laid her up against Holofernes, which she had received from Bagios in her daily use, that she might sit and eat upon them. Now, when Yuhudit had came in and sat down, Holofernes' heart was ravished with her, and his mind was moved. She is waging war. She has permanent real estate in this man's mind. And she is. That boy paying some serious rent. Living in that real estate up there in her mind. His heart was ravished with her, and his mind was moved, and he desired greatly her company, for he waited a time to deceive her. Come on, that's what's up now. No. Yes. Birthday caking for a while. No, that's all me. I'm getting that. You get where I'm going with that? No. That one's mine. I will be the first to do anything with this one. And I hope you get where I'm going with that one. Okay. You're catching my drift. All right? For he waited a time to deceive her. If I can't get it the way I want it, I'm going to deceive her out of this from the day that he had seen her. Then said Holofernes unto her, drink now and be merry with us. So Yuhudit said, I will drink now, my Lord, because my life is magnified in me this day more than all the days since I was born. What is she talking about? I'm coming in here to save my people. This day is going to be a magnanimous day. I'm going to achieve the things and save my people from this debacle, this dumpster fire that you call whatever for Nebuchadnezzar that's coming against us. Okay? So that's what she's saying. Since the day I was born, then she took and ate and drank before him what her maid had prepared, because she brought her own lunch. And Holofernes took great delight in her and drank more wine than he had drunk at any time in one day since he was born. I'm over my time, but can I keep going? Can I keep going? I want to go. I'm going to get tore up. Let me keep going. This is going to get good to you for a second. We got to get to this, all right? Come on. Now, 13. Now when the evening was come, his servants had made haste to depart. This dude is drunk off of his rocker. Y'all get out because it's time to go to work. Okay? He's kicking them out. He's setting the stage up. I wish I had some. Turn off the lights. Light a candle. That is what this dude is getting ready to do. All right? His servants had made haste to depart, and Bagios shut his tent without and dismissed the waiters from the presence of his Lord, and they went to their beds, for they were all weary because the feast had been long. And Yuhudit was left alone in the tent, within the tent, and Holofernes lying alone upon his bed. For he was filled with wine. Now Yuhudit had commanded her maid to stand without her bedchamber. So stand outside of her bedchamber. My bedchamber. Keeping up appearances, right? Nothing's going on, everything's cool. And wait for her coming forth as she did daily. So if she's standing outside of Yuhudit's tent or compartment of her tent, they know that Yuhudit is inside. As to say, she's not in there with Holofernes right now. Okay, so we're keeping up appearances. And wait for her coming forth as she did daily. For she said she would go forth to her prayers, and she spoke to Bagios according to the same purpose. So all went forth, and none was left in the bedchamber, neither little nor great. The greatest thing that we're trying to do here, folks, is create a diversion. This is what's happening. We'll set it up so everything looks like it's normal. Holofernes is in a tent by himself. Yuhudit is in her tent. Everything is normal. We're getting ready to go here in a minute and pray like we always do every single day. Everything is the same. So, all went forth, and none was left in the bedchamber, neither little nor great. Then Yuhudit, standing by his bed, said in her heart, O El, Eye Asher Eye of all power, look at this present upon the works of my hands. What's the present? This man is drunk off his rocker, laid out, gone. She says, look at this present upon works mine hands for the exaltation of Yerushalayim. Look at the present you just gave me. For now is the time to help your inheritance and to execute your enterprises to the destruction of the enemies which are risen against us. Then she came to a pillar of the bed, which was at Holofernes' head, and took down his flashon, or which is a sickle, from there, and approached to his bed, and took hold of his hair, of his head, and said, strengthen me, O Lord, Eye Asher Eye of Israel, this day. And she smote twice the neck with all her might, and she took away his head from him, and tumbled his body down from the bed, and pulled down the canopy from the pillars. And after she went forth and gave Holofernes his head to her maid. This man is drunk, thinking that he's going to go ahead and violate our Yuhudit sister. Our Yuhudit sister played it close to the chest, waited for an opportune time. He was drunk as a skunk. She went in there and she killed him in his sleep. The very thing that she was doing before that I told you to pay attention to, the very thing that she was pumping up, making him feel all big, is the very same thing she took from him. Your ancestors are not stupid. Okay? Now, who's working right now? The Most High is working. He set all that up. She didn't know about any of this stuff that was getting ready to happen. She didn't know. She was waiting for the opportune time. In the same vein as her tribesmen, Simeon, when Dinah was violated, they waited for the opportune time when the enemy was at their weakest. That's why she uses that prayer to say, hey, listen, Most High, look at what you did before in the past to this particular tribe. Now, we're going to have to wait until next week to hear what happens, what she does with the head and everything else, and the headless horseman from here on out. I went over my time, but thank you for allowing me to do so. This is getting good, or gooder and gooder, or better, more better and more better. All right? Hopefully you received something today that would encourage you about our ancestors, that would literally give you some encouragement and some pride in who you are. So with that, let me bless you. Yivarekaka Yahweh v'yishmareka. Yair Yahweh panav eleka v'chuneka. Yasa Yahweh panav eleka v'yasam laka shalom. Which simply means, may Yahweh bless you and keep you. May Yahweh make his face to shine on you and show you his favor. May Yahweh lift up his face towards you and give you shalom. Thank you.